Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here, back with another Elite Dangerous video, and with less than a week to go until the launch of 2.4, my thoughts are turning towards the Type 10 Defender, and yes, this video will be a lot of speculation. I've been thinking a lot about where the Type 10 will fit in with the current big ships in the game. Thinking of the current events unfolding, I think it would be fair to imagine it would be a combat ship, with Lakon deciding that there was a gap in the market and releasing a new ship to capitalise on citizens' concerns of personal security with the looming Thargoid threat. At the same time, it could be an armoured trade ship with some firepower to ward off Thargoid attacks, but we currently have no reason to suggest that Thargoids are after cargo. I also don't think it's likely that we'll have the Type 10 Defender on day 1 of 2.4. The reason for this being is typically ships are tested during the betas, and balancing is very important with new ships. Also, taking into consideration the story aspect of this new ship is something we've not had in the game before. I'm going to run with a combat-oriented theory and share some of my thoughts about how it could compare to the current largest ships in the game. I'm going to be talking about the Beluga, the Anaconda, the Corvette, the Cutter, and the Type 9. But first of all, let's have a look at the Beluga. As the physically largest ship in the game, I think that's going to be the only aspect the Type 10 will share with the Beluga. The design style of Lakon and Saudkruger are far too dissimilar to share any characteristics, and hardpoints? Well, for a ship the size of the Beluga, it really lacks any real punch, and I think the Type 10 is going to have hardpoints closer to one of the big three. Next up, we have the Cutter. Again, the design aspects of the Gutamaya, with its smooth lines and jetliner-like features and a cockpit, I would be surprised if Lakon were to borrow any of the building tips from them, but the hardpoint distribution could be a little more like it. I'm not really sure what other aspect could be taken from a Gutamaya ship, but I certainly wouldn't want it to handle like a cutter, that's for sure. On to the Anaconda, and I think there will be some design features taken from the Conda, in particular the engine placement and the hardpoint layout. The gun deck seems pretty likely to me. I still don't think the hardpoint configuration will match any particular ship exactly, but with a name like the Defender, I feel as though it's going to have to hit hard or have good support roles carved out for it. Next up, we have the Corvette, and as you all know, I have a real soft spot for the Corvette as my favourite big ship. It looks like a warship, it's purpose built, and with those two huge hardpoints at the rear, it really gives it a defining feature. This is something that I do want to see on the Type 10 as well, two huge hardpoints. There's definitely space within the big ships for this to happen. I would certainly be happy for some other aspects of the Corvette to come across as well, in particular that utilitarian design, which is very much a, yes, that will do, this looks like a combat ship. And also, based on the storyline coming up, I think that could kind of fit too. Honestly, I think the biggest cues are going to be taken from the Type 9. I would love to see these engines on a combat ship, it would look awesome. I don't really see the classic Lakon cockpit making much of an appearance though, as for visibility it looks fantastic, but for much else, in particular combat, it wouldn't really serve a purpose. Talking about the Type 10, it couldn't really be much bigger than other ships at the moment, and the reason for that being the slots for the stations. They do provide a real hard limit on the size of ships. So basically, I want a ship that looks like this. Well, it's not pretty, but I'm no ship designer, and in case you were wondering, I did make it in paint. But I kind of think I can be forgiven for that. This video was meant to be a bit of fun, and I hope you found it entertaining and a little bit thought-provoking at the same time. So what are your opinions? Do you think I've got it wrong? Because, I mean, I really probably have. And also, what do you think the Type 10 will look like? And do you think we're going to see it as soon as 2.4 drops, or do you think it's going to be hidden behind some storyline before it finally gets released? The images used are from elitedangerousblog.co.uk, the link of which is in the description, so please do go and check them out. As usual, I want to thank you for watching, so please like, subscribe, and whilst you're there please turn on notifications, that way you get an alert every time I put a new video out. Also, whilst you're there, please consider becoming a patron. It's a fantastic way to support the channel and help me to keep providing you guys with good quality content. So once again, thank you for watching. Commander Plater, out.